On April 1st, Canada experienced another increase on our carbon tax. What it does do, and we know this because of the Parliamentary Budget Office and the Canadian Taxpayer Federation, we do know that despite what anyone will tell you, you do not get more money back in rebates on your carbon tax because you can't.
Or it wouldn't be called a rebate.
Or yeah, well, it wouldn't function as a tax, and it wouldn't be a rebate. So none of the terms would make sense if that were the case. Of course, there's a response to this, and in on Highway 1, and I think this is outside of Banff. This is care of our hopefully future friend of the channel. I'd really like to meet and interview this guy because he's doing great work, Mocha. I'll just play the short clip here. Get the sound on.
Police involvement here at this level, this could elicit an even bigger response, like what we saw at Milk River. Is that what they want? What are they going to do? You know, they've got too many people down here that just elicits a negative response, and it turns people against them, and then they wonder why. We saw what happened in Ottawa. We see what happened here. And we saw what happened in Coos. We saw what happened in Milk River. It's atrocious that this much money is being spent on this when we've got as much rampant crime in these communities, and they won't do anything about it. But they'll stand arm in arm against civilians who are just exercising their God-given rights to actually protest the taxes, the carbon taxes, the cost of living, and we've had it.
The protest started yesterday and it's still going on the second day. When is it going to end?
Well, I've packed for 3 weeks. There's a few of us who have packed enough food for 3 weeks. There are some really nice people in the town close by in Cochrane that have volunteered to come and do our laundry for us. So we would like to stay here for as long as it takes to end the carbon tax.
So obviously that's disgusting. I can't believe that type of police presence or response is necessary for an Axe the Tax rally. I mean, these are.
You can even see the context, the scale of this. Yeah. So for those who have never been between,
this is not a blockade. Calgary, let's just be clear, right?
Yeah, this is not a blockade. This is between just outside of Calgary. There is I think a petrol can in the background there, and this is kind of a little side road, and that's kind of a major hub, and a lot of people fuel up before going to the mountains there. So that's on your way to Canmore. And it seemed like they had one lane as they were standing out there on one lane to wave to cars as they go by so they didn't block traffic. I think once the police came in, they cleared that one lane and they pushed everybody off towards where the RVs are. And the police line would have been sitting on that dirt there to get everybody off the road.
Okay, so this is a side road then that most of that traffic is on.
And yeah, that's a side road.
Highway being to the right,
and the major highway there. So yeah, just to give that context, I think is good, because now you're asking, well, maybe that was preliminary. Maybe they were worried about a Coots or another blockage of a major artery. It feels like in this case, this is more of a awareness versus a disruption kind of protest.
Yes.
Where they wanted to get the support of people. And I think generally with that being such a major highway to the mountains, I don't think the intention is to make life miserable for all the people. You don't win people's favor by pissing them off in this case. So I was just going to say, we saw some weapons there. Are those necessary for this kind of a protest? This is more of a gathering. You have lawn chairs, you have signs, you have people hanging out. Half the time you'll get just flags and family members, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a barbecue and some smokies.
Yeah,
fired up behind. No bouncy castles, but
no, and that God, I got to pull it up again here. That officer holding her with her trigger discipline there on that. Cool. Look, yeah, that's real. Look at that steely glaze of a police officer. Just
the other
what do you think's going through her head right now?
Well, they must feel like either they're just following orders or maybe they believe they're doing the right thing. The problem with this
Well,
is,
does she think she's gonna stand there and like unload like a magazine's worth of bullets at some protesters today? Like, I don't know what the point of that is. You know, that's so far and away above intimidation at that point. Like, it's just,
well, I think those are rubber bullets on that particular gun. I don't know for sure. Like, there were some threads of people comparing, if those were assault weapons versus riot, like suppression.
and some were pistols, right, with just extended grips or something, or extended stocks.
But at the same time, does that follow the proper kind of these ideas of like de-escalation policing? Like, is that building relations? Is that, and do you have the same response for other protests? Like,